Hey everyone, Dave Putz here. Welcome to the program on Friday afternoon. I'm here alongside Mr. Nathan Turner, who's doing a little bit of moving around right now.
Technically, I'm homeless at the moment.
So
Actually, I'm not. My house on the other side of the country.
gotcha. You're just not there.
It's one hell of a sales pitch.
Yeah.
So I wanted to just start off with the fact that we came up with this idea, quote unquote, sitting in Vegas, listening to someone that we respect highly talk about this new thing out there that we understood to a point. We want to get clarity, and we felt that the best way of doing this is seriously having to explain to us, but not just to us. We wanted to share with everyone else. So without further ado, Matt, we respect you a lot in this industry. How did you get started, for those who don't know you? How did you get involved with this without going 20 years into the past too much? Just some basic information. And then how did you shift gears a little bit? Or why did you shift gears?
Well, as an introduction, again, my name is Matt Kelley, and I'm the owner of a company called www.afterauctionbid.com, and that's some of the things we'll be talking about today. Dave knows me, Nathan knows me, and a lot of people know me within this industry as I've been around for many years. Originally, the vast majority of them know me as being a foreclosure trustee, and that means that I was the one enforcing the creditor rights. In the event somebody acquired a non-performing mortgage or deed of trust and they wanted to enforce their rights as to the money that was owed in various states, because some states require different processes. The ones I was involved in were referenced as being non-judicial. So again, the foreclosure trustee is the one that would enforce those rights. And one of two scenarios would happen. Either you get your money or you get the property back. We're going to talk about a little bit about that process today because I'm still involved. But in fact, I'm after all that stuff happens. I'm going to be talking about how Dave and I still, to this day, have many similarities. I love notes. I still invest in notes. I'm a big fan of notes, as I have been on many, many years. But as the environment changes, as the market changes, additional opportunities can and do arise. So I'm flexible enough to be able to capitalize those on as well. And I'll be talking about the system that I created for myself and have shared with some other individuals as well. And we'll be talking extensively about today. So being a foreclosure trustee, that means I also believe in what I do. And that means I have invested and do invest personally and heavily within notes and mortgages and have done so nationwide. Now, that's not something that I really do that much now. And why it is that I've had so much success within that space, but even transition away from it, is not blaming circumstances, as note and mortgage investing does tend to be an element-driven event, as there's various things that can cause notes and mortgages to become available. I'm happy to talk about some of those things, but quite honestly, Dave and I are pretty familiar with them, and he's already seen me present on that subject many, many times.
So for those who don't know Matt, he's a wealth of knowledge, right? Sometimes over the top knowledge, which is good for those people who want the information. The problem is most times you don't understand it. And I think this area, people will understand a whole lot better than the note side of things, which is more legal. It's more complex. Where the REO side is a fix and flip. Most people are familiar with it.
And that's the background that I came from, is again, more the legal side and notes and mortgages, very technical, very nuanced, and very niche, almost none of which I have to worry about anymore. With what I do now, as Dave and I will talk about, there's a lot of things that we do within this industry that have overlapping similarities. And that is primarily, again, sometimes we end up with the property. And how that takes place is through the foreclosure process, Dave enforcing his creditor rights. In various states, it takes various timelines. None of that really applies, because with what I'm talking about today, it requires no licensure. I can ask any questions I want. There requires no disclaimers, because I'm not a debt collector. I'm actually a third party to the entirety of the process, and everything that I do creates more money for subordinate lien holders and essentially the homeowner as well. And I really feel it does good things, as that was the intent, because what I'm talking about today is a right. It's not a hustle. It's actually a right. In the state of California, it's referenced as SB 1079. It is currently only in place within the state of California. It is expected to be voted into the state of Nevada in their next voting session, but currently this only applies to the state of California. For anybody cringing and saying, well, I'd never buy within the state of California. Well, my opinion on everything is that it is no longer when one purchases, because everything tends to be extremely high price nationwide right now. It's not when you purchase. It's not where you purchase. There's not one area that I feel is infinitely better than another that has so much less risk because the prices are going to go up within that particular area or even opportunity zones. I strongly do not believe that. What I do believe is it's not where you purchase. It's not when you purchase. It's how one purchases. And that's creating opportunity, being able to buy for less than market value. And again, what I'm talking about is a right. And I'll do some live examples to show exactly how and why this takes place. The laws that I'm referencing, SB 109, creates the right to purchase a property after a foreclosure sale, but for the foreclosure sale price or more. And this is available to individuals like myself, Dave, and many others, because to be eligible for this, and please note that these are not unwanted properties. These are properties that sold at the foreclosure sale, as they do for many, many reasons. Some of which they may have been the individual that got foreclosed on had bad legal counsel, circumstances afforded it. They may have read a blog somewhere and got bad advice. They may have passed away years ago. It may have been an unaffordable circumstance. Whatever the circumstances happen to be, we end up where we're at today. Not everything is a good deal, but the vast majority of them do tend to be absolute steals. And quite honestly, my problem and why I'm doing this is I have like less than 1% of capital needed to purchase the opportunities that I encounter. It's something where I have daily inventory, as everyone does that subscribes to the website. I have unlimited inventory because there are foreclosure sales every single day, and there's more every single day. And some of them do happen to be very, very good deals. And again, I'm going to be showing you some live examples today and walking through the website, how it works and what takes place.
Awesome. So for those who may be getting started, this is an easier pathway than buying a note. This is literally buying a brick and mortar REO property off market that someone else wanted, and you're outbidding them in the process.
And they have an inability to bid against me. My money actually trumps their money, as it's available to me because I'm either a prospective owner occupant or a California nonprofit. And I'll stress how it is that extreme profits can still be made while still remaining a nonprofit. And it's actually exceptionally easy. But I'm going to do a quick little presentation as to this subject, so we can show everyone kind of some of the things as to what's involved. So again, it's afterauctionbid.com. There's also a separate Facebook group, references afterauctionbid.com. Oh, so there's, again, daily updates. We do provide quite a bit of information that's available. How this works: as eligible bidders, as defined by the law, have the right to bid on a subject real property after the scheduled foreclosure sale. Essentially, me as an investor will be taking the place of the courthouse steps as if I was there when this took place. This is something to where it's taken place because it's exceptionally difficult for especially a small investor, whether it be a prospective owner occupant or nonprofit, to actually show up to the California courthouse steps anywhere within the state of California at the right day, at the right time, with the right amount of money. But that's no longer the case. I now have 45 days to do my research to find out if I do want to buy this property. I can talk to the neighbors. I can talk to anybody that's occupying the property, real estate agents. I can do any and all types of research that I could possibly want to do. And again, I do not need any licensure to do this in any way, shape, or form. So this process and what the website does is we aggregate the entirety of the sales results for the state of California and put them in one easy location with some basic data in relation to the property. And also we have some research materials available for purchase to individuals, such as the title report. We make that available for the low cost of $25. And with a release that's soon to take place, we're actually going to bundle them and make them less expensive. So I do know there's a lot of people out there that pay significantly more for title reports. I just don't believe in profiting in that way. So I've made them available near cost at $25 a pop.